All right, so distance is always positive. The formula is d equals the square root of x minus x squared plus y minus y squared. So let's look at how to use this formula. Okay, an example. Find the distance between point P, which is at 8, 2, and point Q, which is at 3, 5. Okay, we're going to start by putting the two x's into the formula. Okay, this is an x and this is an x, and that's where we're going to put them. Okay, so we're going to say 8 minus 3 quantity squared. Okay, plus, and then we're going to take the two y's. Here's a y, here's a y, and that's where we're going to put them.
That's the real one?
Yes.
Because on here, on the paper, it says square root of x1 minus y1 equals square root of 2.
Okay, well, we'll look at that formula in just a sec. So we're going to plug in 2 minus 5 quantity squared, and don't forget to put the square root around that. Okay? Okay, this part is really important. Whenever you go to calculate your answer, make sure that you just work with the discriminant right here. Okay? So we're going to do 8 minus 3 is 5, so 5 squared. And then 2 minus 5 is a negative number. That's negative 3, so I'm going to put parentheses and then square it. Okay? All right, so let's simplify that down. 5 squared is 25, and negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Okay, 25 plus 9 equals 34. Okay, is 34 a square number? No. So let's look at the factors of 34 to see if we can simplify the radical. Okay, actually let's do the cake method and see what happens. 34 divided by 2 equals 17. Okay, 17 is a prime number and we can't go any further. 2 is a prime number, so we have simplified this as far as we can. Okay, the distance between point P and point Q is the square root of 34. Okay, so now we're going to look at midpoint. Midpoint is the point in the middle between two endpoints. Yeah, you can put this in the middle part of your notes. Okay, the midpoint. Let's just use the same 2 points that we used in the distance formula, point P and point Q. I want to find the midpoint. Okay, so all I'm going to do is find the average between point P and point Q. Okay, point P was at 8.2 and Q was at 3.5. Okay, so the average between the two x's, okay, is 8 plus 3 divided by 2. Okay, and then the average between the two y's is 2 plus 5 divided by 2. Okay, 8 plus 3 is 11, so 11 halves. 2 plus 5 is 7, so 7 halves. So that ordered pair represents the point in the middle. 11 halves, comma, 7 halves. Okay? At this point in school, you need to be ready for fractions for answers and just leave it as a fraction. Okay? And that's perfectly okay. Okay, so if the midpoint is at 5.8, so that's the point 5.8, and then let's say point A is at the point 13.10. How will I find point B? Okay, this is just another way to look at midpoint. Yeah, we're going to work with the formula. So let's write it down. X plus X divided by 2, comma, Y plus Y divided by 2. Okay? So since I know what the midpoint is, right, and I know what the coordinates X and Y are on one of my endpoints, I'm just going to work backwards from there. Okay? So X plus X divided by 2 is supposed to give me what number? Where's the midpoint? At 5, 8, and the X coordinate is 5. So X plus X divided by 2 is supposed to give me 5. So one of the X's I know is 13. So how do I get rid of fractions in the denominator? We only have one fraction. You multiply by that 2, right, on both sides. So 13 plus X equals 10. So what is X going to equal? Negative 3. So point B so far is at negative 3, comma, and now we've got to find the Y. Okay, so Y plus Y divided by 2 is supposed to give me what number? 8. So what's my current Y coordinate? 10. So how do I get rid of the 2? So 10 plus Y equals, so Y equals 6. So the other endpoint that we were looking for is negative 3, positive 6. And we already knew that this one was 13, 10.